Inside the State House, it seems to be all about the birds and the bees. One lawmaker's questions have gotten national attention tonight. It all happened during a hearing on a bill that limits how women can get abortion-causing prescriptions. Representative Vito Barbieri responded to a doctor who compared the safety of the abortion pill with getting a colonoscopy.
Can this same procedure then be done in a pregnancy? Swallowing a camera and helping the doctor determine what the situation is with the...
Mr. Chairman and Representative, it cannot be done in pregnancy simply because when you swallow a pill, it would not end up in the vagina.
Fascinating.
The question may seem a bit out there, but there was a reason for it. To explain, we have invited Representative Barbieri to give us a little more insight into a story that's been blown up on all kinds of social media tonight.
Yeah, Representative, thank you so much for joining us this evening. First of all, let's just talk about the reaction that the question got. Before we get to the context of it, obviously you're concerned it was taken out of context and it blew up pretty much across the country.
It certainly did. I was surprised at the way the phone lit up after that, and I had, no idea that it was had gone viral like it had. But the phone definitely blew up. A lot of people calling.
Why did you say it?
Well, my whole point was that I thought she was inappropriately comparing a colonoscopy and the ability to diagnose that from miles away to this particular medical procedure, which is a totally different thing. And the idea that she's saying one is safer than the other, and the idea, of course, the important aspect of this is safety of the woman, safety of the expectant mother. So to try and compare these two as though they can be done on some, telemedicine, some distance away, that one can diagnose this issue and find out to make sure that the woman is in the proper medical situation, that this chemical is appropriate, then she's making an inappropriate comparison. So, rather than be sarcastic, I'm just leading her down to get the answer that I want, which is don't compare.
As you look back on it, would you have said it any differently to avoid this? Could you have said it any differently
I
to
suppose
avoid
I
this?
could have had a little more sarcasm in there, but I was, playing a role. I was trying to be direct and get to the point that I wanted, and it didn't occur to me that we were going to be televised and that was going to be taken like it was, but so much the better. The issue is an important issue, and I think it's important that we address that.
Before we get to the issue, because I want your opinion on that, we should explain to people, too, exactly how the legislature works. In this situation, you're not allowed to do anything but ask a question, correct?
Yes, this is testimony. So we're allowed to ask those questions and we're allowed to get the answers, but it's not a cross-examination. It's not something that is in any way contentious. The idea here is get the information, get your questions answered, and then move on to the next question or the next witness. So that's really what it is. I mean, we could comment, but that is all done after the testimony is done and a motion is made, and then we discuss that. And that's the time to start talking about the inappropriateness of the comparisons and this kind of thing.
As soon as you heard the laughter that came from those in the crowd, did you think, oh gosh, the Daily Show is going to be calling?
Well, no, I did not think that,
Yeah.
but I should have if I'd have been a little more savvy, because I should have, it was a response that one would expect, and at the same time, it did not occur to me that it would be taken like it was and then go viral quite as quickly as it did. So it was a bit of a surprise, but no, at the time, all I was trying to do was elicit the response that I was looking for.
And that was the response you were looking for.
Exactly. There's no comparison. She made it very clear that there's no comparison.
So let's go moving forward. How do you feel about this issue? Where do you want to see this bill go?
Well, it's government's fundamental responsibility to protect health and life. And these fundamental responsibilities then puts it upon the legislature to examine when a doctor can and when a doctor should not prescribe these dangerous chemicals. This is a two-step process. A chemical is given to starve the fetus, and then a chemical is given 48 hours later for the uterus to eject there's hemorrhaging involved. It's very traumatic to the woman. She's at home. She doesn't know whether or not this is normal or this is abnormal. She's miles from the doctor already. That's been done by the telemedicine. She doesn't know what's normal. She doesn't know whether this is real or, going to be a continuing episode or it's going to be over. So these kinds of things, we're just saying that a doctor should be present, physically examine her before they administer these prescriptions, and be available in case there is a problem. And so it's very important that we consider her not only physical but mental safety.
Right. It's such an interesting territory, uncharted territory with, this type of medicine, remote medicine, if you will, and it's going to be interesting to follow it as it progresses.
One last question. If you have the opportunity to ask a question in such a manner again, will there be more sarcasm attached to
I
it?
think I should learn my lesson and make sure that, the rhetorical aspect of the question is obvious.
We really appreciate you coming in, Representative.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you.